Hey, yo! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on in. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on in. My name is Percussive173. It is an absolute pleasure to be here. Today is a very incredible day. Hopefully you guys are having a phenomenal weekend so far, because today is a day that we get to have the PSP Podcast. And for those of you guys who don't know what that is, the PSP Podcast is something that I hold dear to my heart. As a content creator who's been around the content scene for about 10 years, on and off in different locations, doing different things, I decided what better way to just talk about the vast world of content than to bring on people who are really, really good at what they do. So welcome on in if you guys have never been in here before. I'm a Call of Duty streamer. I'm a podcast host. I'm a Minecraft streamer. We just yap, man. We just have fun. We just vibe. And it's literally our goal day in and day out, is just to have fun. And Uncle Josh, welcome on in. Thank you so much for the follow. Watch Holly, welcome on in. And we'll get to know you a little bit later. And the Luminous Wolf, thank you so much for the follow. And for those of you guys who have never been in here before, I'm your friendly neighborhood drummer. And the drummer would be nothing without his band. And that is why I have you guys as the band fam. What up, K-Man? What up? I'm Sally. Welcome on in. Honestly, chat, I think without further ado, I say we kind of get things started. So, I'm going to go ahead and introduce our special guest. And we're going to roll it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on in. How we freaking doing? And welcome on into today's episode of the PSP Podcast, where I'm your friendly host, Percussive173. And where the PSP stands for Perk Spreads Positivity. Today's episode means a lot to me because I'm joined by somebody who is absolutely incredible. Her name is Watch Holly, and she is a definition of a community-first creator. She's a definition of a creator who's just been doing her own thing, been killing it in the game, and honestly lighting up the creator space, making people feel seen, heard, and welcome anytime they show up. And today we're going to be diving into the community that she's built, the streaming that she's done, the content that she creates, and why connection matters more than numbers. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's welcome on in Watch Holly. Hi, how are you?
Hello, I'm excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for joining. I'm very excited to have you on the PSP Podcast. And if you didn't know, this podcast is dedicated to inspire aspiring creators, and we have everybody join, and we get to learn about their story. We get to learn about what they've done to be absolutely an incredible creator. And honestly, I will say this. One of the first times in your stream, you were one of the most welcoming people I have ever met in regards to content. So I'm more than happy to have you on.
Thank you, Perk. That's very sweet. I'm glad that you asked me and were able to make it work and everything. We waited a little while because I was in school when Perk first asked me, and I was like, wait, January is going to be so much better. I'll have more time.
It's honestly, I'm glad that we're able to do it because I was in school for the longest time. I've got my master's degree in cybersecurity. I've been doing a whole bunch of different things in the tech perspective. So, I mean, it's fun. I get it. I'm glad I'm no longer in school. But right. I mean, we also learn that school is never ending, especially in the world of content. So why don't you introduce yourself to everybody who may not know who you are?
Yes. Hi. Hello. I am Holly. Watch Holly specifically. I stream Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday from 3 until 7 ish. Sometimes a little bit late. Sometimes I go a little bit over, but that's the goal. I'm in full-time school to be hopefully a physician assistant. So I'm just kind of streaming for a hobby now. My kind of arc is I started streaming in 2020, and we'll get more into it later. But then I just kind of like fell into streaming in a way, and it was my full time gig for a while until I decided to quit. We'll talk about that later. And then yeah, we'll just started back this past year, and it's been now a hobby, and I've been really, really, really enjoying it lately. And the transition has been just so great. I play lots of different types of games, variety streamer for sure, but I do focus on horror games and from soft games, and I'm doing all the Star Wars games right now. It's been
Oh,
fantastic.
nice.
Yeah.
I love playing different FPS games and horror games. I suck at them. I'm terrible at them.
Oh, I'm not
But
good.
but that's what makes it fun, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And even like Lancer in chat, like I've known him for so long. And he found me because I was so bad at the game. He was like, I have to help this little lady.
It so what's really cool about being a variety streamer is there's so many different games that are released. There's so many different styles of games that you can play. And I feel like in the world of content, I see a lot of creators hit their first like I want to say wall because they focused on being the best possible that they can at the game, and you can see that like they just forget the main reasons of why they became a creator. And but with you, I mean, your content is fun, it's engaging, it brings people in, and like genuinely it's just fun to watch you.
Oh, thanks. That's the goal, right? I mean, especially like being a woman on the internet, I think it's really hard to establish like those boundaries. And my whole goal is that you watch me not because I'm a lady, but because like I'm funny and I like bring that personality to the table, and then I make you feel heard and loved. And my little tag on Discord is mom because I like want to take care of you and things like that. So I think it's really thank you. That's one of the best compliments that you
Oh,
can give me specifically.
I I mean I'm always here for to compliment people because my goal in the PSP podcast is to bring in people who are the best of the best. I mean, I've been around the scene for a while. And like one of the biggest reasons why I haven't quote unquote grown, because I am growing. Everybody is growing in their own way, in their own area with their own goals. The biggest reason why I haven't is I haven't been consistent. And I haven't been consistent because of another excuse, but we're not going to make excuses here. Because when you look back at the beginning of of content, what is something that you wish you knew when you first started streaming? And this is one of my favorite questions to start out with because I know everyone has like just these little tidbits they wish they knew.
I think when I started streaming in 2020 is very, very different than when I would have started streaming after the pandemic, because when it was 2020, like I got laid off of my job. I didn't really have anything else to do, and I was just doing it for fun. I wasn't doing it for I didn't watch Twitch at all. I didn't even know that you could make money on Twitch. It was just very different. And it wasn't until that and so, like, what I did was I just streamed every day because it was the pandemic and I had nothing else to do. So it was I was late at night, I couldn't sleep, so it was 8 PM and I go until like midnight, 1 AM, 2 AM. And once I made that transition of like, hey, this is actually kind of going somewhere. I wish I stopped streaming every day earlier, rather than later, because it wasn't something that I could keep up with. But I had already like pigeonholed myself of what like my community was expecting was every day. And so I think what people I'll try and make that more broad for I know we're not in a pandemic now. I'm assuming that not everyone is unemployed and that's all they're doing. So for the broad advice is uh you don't necessarily grow just of getting your hours in of stream. You don't have to stream for 12 hours or these every single day or like things like that. It's so much better for you to have your 4, 6 hours. If 6, I feel like is a lot. I do 4, sometimes 3, but have that. And then if you want to create content in other places, especially if you're
Yes.
only streaming on Twitch.
I could not agree more because one of the things I wish I knew when I first started streaming was be to post everywhere and post often. Consistency is such a huge thing in the world of content because let's be real, no platform has an algorithm that properly pushes anyone. So what I mean by that is like when you look at Twitch, if you look at the streaming platforms like Kick, like YouTube, they don't really push you based off of your live streams. they push you based off of the content that you push out and the interactions that they have. And I've been starting to watch that and see that on so many different platforms, all the emerging platforms that are coming out. And that's why, like, when we talk about being a content creator, we're not only making streams, we're not only having video games, we're not only creating that type of stuff, but we're doing a lot of video editing and stuff behind the scenes that you guys don't even see.
And to say that you have to, I wouldn't necessarily say that it's 100% must. You're gonna grow slower if you don't, for
True.
sure. But I didn't post on TikTok or socials or YouTube or anything. I was posting into the void if I did. Like no one followed me. No one was, and the only like quote unquote major social media was probably like 2,000 followers. Was on Twitter. That was like my only thing that I was consistently posting on. And I would not say that that's what made me partner back in the day, but what I did was during the pandemic, I just liked watching people. And so I'd make
True.
so many more friends and connections that way. And I made partner without partner pushing, without posting on socials, without like really doing anything. It was yeah, and so I wouldn't say it's impossible because I did it, but I do think, like, now in, like, 2026, it is much harder versus 2020 when you have, like, more time, when I can't watch a single person at right now with school and work and everything, so,
I agree.
everyone's different, yeah.
It is a lot harder now to be a content creator because content is so oversaturated. Like there's so many different styles of creators out there. And it's such an amazing piece. But like once you find like your groove, your thing that you like to do, it really emulates in your content, especially like when you're live on the platform too. It's like we really see like everything that happens like as we're live, when we're behind the scenes, and like I always stress to people like who want to build a community, just go out there and be authentically yourself. Because if you try and be someone that you're not, the entire world's gonna see through you.
There's a twofold to that, is that if
Mm-hmm.
you want to put on a character or, like, a show or something, then lean into that. I know a lot of
True.
people, not a lot, but I know some people that their persona is that's their show, that's their but then there's a lot of people but I don't know, but at the end of the day, they are being quote unquote "authentic" to that character. So,
But
I don't know. I feel like be who you are unless you're purposely not.
well, I agree with that. So my friend Shady, one of the reasons I got into creating content in the first place, I started as a viewer. Where when I started streaming, I started. We're gonna talk pre-mobile streaming, like where I was on Scout, Meet Me, and like other sites back then. We're going to talk about when I actually started utilizing OBS and being a gamer and streaming on Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. So when I first met the Only Shady and Bad Bear Gamer and Marie Angel, just by viewing and watching their streams, I started watching them play Call of Duty, and then I decided, you know what, like this might be something that I want to do. But Shady has his own persona, and like he's an RPG player. He's a Call of Duty RPG player, and he has the most fun playing COD. And now he's kind of shifted to Arc Raiders, but I mean, with the emergence of Arc Raiders, like who wouldn't want to play that? But it's watching these different creators go into their home, truly having fun. I feel like as a viewer, it's really refreshing to see because we all know how hard some of the games are now.
Mm. I
And
mean, you're talking to a Souls-like streamer, so yeah.
so what is the game that you think really pushed you in that positive content creation or content direction?
I think early on, I accidentally established my own niche where I love scary games and I have ADHD. So I
Same.
just started playing I just started playing like a new indie horror game like every stream, and I streamed every day. So it was like a new game every single day, which really satisfied my ADHD, and they were short and sweet so I could well, the goal was to play through them all of it, but sometimes I just didn't want to. So I would jump back and forth of like the games that I was playing, but it would all still be scary games. I loved it. And my community really liked the jump scares and me getting scared and things like that. And then I niched down even further because I don't remember what made me start playing Dark Souls and Bloodborne and things like that, but I just started. And that's all I played for a long time because I just played Dark Souls. I don't know what order I did it, but like 1, 2, 3, Elden Ring, Lies of P, Sekiro, and like all of them. And that took me like a solid 6 months. And so with that, that's how I made partner, is because I was playing the same game, even if it was the same. I guess it's called not the same game, but like a genre specific niche versus a game specific niche. And I think that's like mainly how I made partners, because I was genre specific. It was always like horror and then always or from software. And I've still even gravitated towards that because that's what I like the most. Like I'll have like Last of Us, like will be kind of there. It's not from soft, but it's still horror. And so it's still
Hmm.
like a good shift of games to play. Or I don't know. Oh yeah, yeah, and then I started doing the A to Z challenge, which that really got out. Like I feel like everyone that I rated into or random people that I would watch, they'd be like, "Oh, Holly's doing the A to Z challenge," where I just made it up, where I was playing every single game in my inventory from A all the way to Z. I
That's
think I
impressive.
got well, I didn't finish it. I was like, it was months in, I finally got to C or something. And the first game I skipped was Cry of Fear. I couldn't figure that out.
Just looking
And
at
then
my
we went,
desktop, that would take me years.
oh my god, yeah, I have a lot of games. My goodness. But yeah, it that kind of like made me slightly known in a way in the creator space of all of my friends, because they were like, "Whoa, what a cool challenge you're doing." And they had something I think to talk about, and people were intrigued to check me out too.
That's such a unique way to do things in such a unique stuff. Like honestly, I'm impressed with that because like we all know how many games that we all have, especially like when you start getting into the old Nintendo games, right? Like if I play every single game in my inventory, I have this chest in the other room over here with like boxes of like old Super Nintendo N64 games, Atari games. Like it would take me years. It would take me
Right.
years to finish
I was
that.
I was lucky that lucky or unlucky, however you want to phrase it, but
Hmm.
like I was a gamer at heart my whole life, but I didn't get a game system until I was out of college. Just 'cause I was so busy, I didn't have anywhere to play it. I didn't have I didn't have a computer in college or anything, and I didn't bring my GameCube in college. So, yeah, so I started on my PlayStation and then I switched to the PC probably like a year into me streaming. And so, yeah, I was able I had it was a lot of games still, but I had a manageable category where it was only like 100 to 200 or something.
I think I'm at like the 500 level there. So
Right,
you
yeah.
mentioned like letting chat scare you. What are some of the tools that you like to use? Some streaming tools that maybe some new creators don't even know about that might make that happen.
I think a lot of other streamers potentially have better interactive channel redeems than I do. I used to have like a lot of stuff, but now I think coming back to stream, I'm just more doing it as a hobby. And so it's like if you want to do it, you can, or you don't have to. Like I'm just so very chill about it, I think, than I
You are
was
chilling,
before. But
and I love
um
that.
but the scary things, well, one, obviously I play scary games,
Hmm.
and I really like the extensions, wait for it, crowd control, that one's really fun because then they
Oh, I
can,
love
like,
crowd
switch
control.
things out, and yeah, that's been really fun to do with scary games specifically, and they'll troll you, like, all stream, but it's fun. And then I also have, like, a scare command where, like, it'll randomly play a jump scare sound, but then sometimes there's like 15 different audios that I could randomly select, and I never know which one it's going to be, and the chat doesn't know which one it's going to be either. Um, what
I have
other some
a
scary stuff?
I have a bunch of really cool tools that I use to make chat more interactive because
Mm,
like Mix It Up Bot is one of my favorites. So
yeah.
one of the
Mhm.
things that I do inside of Mix It Up, it's not going to work now, chat. So I promise it's not going to work now. If you type like 6-7, it's going to pull up like the South Park 6-7 meme. Or if you type ooh woo, you're going to see like the old school, like the old ooh woo Miku pop up and like do a little dance, and like it'll have like certain
Mhm.
things like the lizard button, and like I'll do that, and then I'll also have Tangia. Tangia is amazing. It is so much fun. Like it makes things with chat more interactive. I have sound alerts that like my community loves to troll me with. Like I'm in the middle of a Call of Duty search and destroy map in a 1v6 situation, and like I'm kicking ass, and then I'll just hear "nice" or the pufferfish when I miss a shot.
I
So
feel like I used to have like so many of those because I streamed for like 4 years consistently, and that was my full-time job. And so it was very interactive back in the day. And then when I quit streaming for a year, when I came back, I just deleted everything. I deleted all of my scenes. I like kind of started from scratch, or I did start from scratch. Because I was like, this is just a hangout. Like, I'm not like, I don't know. Like, it just felt so produced by the time that I quit that I was like, let me just relax. And now I'm like
you
slowly adding some things back and like things like that.
gotta
But
add the things you like though, because
oh
it's a
yeah,
personality
totally.
thing. And like
Mhm. Mhm.
even like my chat commands, like the I added the PP command, the hug command, like the like just things that are fun and goofy that like people can just like interact with themselves and like or interact
Totally.
with like the bots and stuff. So
I've seen some really cool stuff of it's like exclamation mark pong, and then like a ping pong will like fly in someone's face or something, or like blow dryer, and the blow dryer will turn on and it'll like blast them with air. And it's crazy to see how interactive that streaming can be now. It's really cool.
I'm learning a lot with StreamerBot, and like I'm starting to do like little camera commands. Like if someone does one of those, then it'll automatically take me to a scene and like blow me up or like make me a pop cat.
Oh, I
And like
love that.
it's so much fun to be able to get stuff like that. And I'm also learning a
Mhm.
lot about DSLR cameras and stuff like that because we're utilizing in my professional because I run a podcast at work as well, like in a super professional setting. And like I'm learning a lot about DSLR inputs and DSLR cameras and like utilizing a 4K capture card to like transmit super high quality camera data. It's fun. The world of
Mhm. Oh my
content is
god.
so vast.
I always have a list of 5,000 things to do, of things that I wanna work on or things that I wanna refresh or things like that, and it's hard working jobs and being in school because then you're like, "Okay, well, I'll try and do that next weekend then."
Because like I said earlier too, like on top of that, it's like we're our own audio engineers, visual engineers, like we do so much behind the scenes. Like I like to say that like maybe 10% of what the viewers see is the con it's like you only see really 10% of what we do. Is there something that you want to share that you do behind the scenes that maybe no other
Oh,
streamers do?
that no other streamers do? Oh, that's a
Or maybe they do. Like
Um,
we don't know if they do that or not, you know? There's a million streamers out
yeah.
there.
I know, I know. I mean, not something that I don't think a lot of people realized that I do, was, and this was specifically more when I was streaming full time. I have it now, but a little less so, is my stream team. It's called Watch Us. And my whole goal for that was like an educational platform so people could ask
Cool.
questions. I think I started streaming and I didn't know what a command was. I didn't know what, like, I literally nothing. Wasn't a viewer when I hit go live. And so I didn't even know what I could even Google or search to get the answer because I didn't know what to search. And so that was like my whole thing, was that I wanted to just help people understand of like, this is what there is out there, because you don't know what is out there. Like,
Th-
unless someone tells you.
there is
So,
so much to learn out there,
oh my
and
God, it's
it
crazy.
like whenever I don't know something, I consult the YouTube gods, and like
Oh yeah.
it's like for example, like I'm learning different things on like the new region of interest tool that OBS put on, right? So if you're not familiar with what that is, a region of interest tool is a tool that is utilized to make your frames better. Especially in FPS, where you can actually select like your main scene and create like a circular like focus group. Um, and it'll make your frames better and stream clearer and cleaner in like that particular thing. And it's stuff that like a lot of people don't even see.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
but for Watch Us specifically, I was working probably like 6 to 8 hours a day because I would analyze like all the things that we did. I'd like analyze everyone's data and then I'd get back to them on their monthly statistics, or I'd make video channels. Sorry, what am I saying? Channel trailers for them, and I would video edit for them, and then I would schedule meetings to talk about their goals and their future prospects. I would review their accounts. I would review their social media. I would post on social media as Watch Us. Like there was so many things that I was doing that people like there was only 30 people on the team because I couldn't spread myself any more thin
Hmm.
to tailor that. And I realized I actually hired someone, one of my friends, very like low lifting. It was just like $100. Oh, sorry, my camera freezes every hour. Ignore that.
No, you're okay.
If you saw it.
No, I think it's skipped through.
Yeah, it was like $100 every month, and then he would just help me like 3 times a month or something. And he'd watched my streams before. He was like, "Wow, Holly, I didn't know how much that you were doing." I was like, "Yeah, it's insane." Yeah, so I feel like maybe that's been done before for sure, but I just feel like it's like just a circle back of like, yeah, it's like there's so much to do all the time, especially if you're trying to collaborate, if you're trying to help, if you're trying to like do all these things, if you're not just like only playing the game.
Making connections is such an integral part of the streaming world, and like honestly being able to like talk to people like a stream team or just like a community of people, like bounce ideas off, like what would they want to see versus what you want to do versus the content that you have. It's like it's really really interesting to kind of feel put that feel together. But I also think that a lot of streamers they'll join like a stream team or something like that and expect like that to be their content entirely. And I feel like there's common misconceptions because a lot of the work still has to be done by yourself. And I think people miss that sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, definitely they think that they can just ride the coattails. Like if they know someone, then they'll also blow up as well too if that person's big. But
It works
I
like that and
mean,
it doesn't work like that at the same time.
I
It's
think collaboration is definitely like huge. I mean, I
mhm.
think it depends on like if you're like one CCV, like streaming with other one CCVers,
Mhm.
then like, okay, yeah, maybe that won't necessarily help your growth. But if you look at a lot of like the topper streamers, they're doing a lot of collaborations and stuff like that. And so even like if you're with like averaging 100 people or something, like it'd probably be in your best interest to start collaborating to
Yes.
get like your name out there.
And
But
one of
it's
the
a hard shift.
stories one of the stories I love to talk about is when I got rated by BB Jess, right? So
Mm.
I have a lower CCV. I'm usually anywhere between 3 to 10 depending on the day, depending on the week, depending on what I'm playing. Um and my job as a streamer, as a smaller content creator, I know we're not supposed to say smaller, but I digress. But is to anybody who comes into my chat, I want them to feel welcome and I want to show them within 10 to 15 seconds why they feel welcome. And when I got rated by BB Jess and I went from 5 viewers to 800 viewers, I didn't know what to do. And like it's very shocking to like get to that point and to see your chat blow up and go from like completely inactive to ridiculously active. And I actually had to pause the game that I was in because I couldn't handle both things at once. Because I want to make people feel welcome and like I don't know if I mean I did keep 30% of the viewership at that point, and I think that's impressive on its own. But being able to like realize that as a creator there's things that you have to do to be able to learn and grow to be able to have that high viewer count is so huge.
Well, it goes from I always say that it's a circle kind of when
Mm-hmm.
and unless something's crazy and you started out with a lot of people. But I'm assuming when you're streaming, you start out with one person. I started out with one person when I started streaming. Is that you're talking to one person and that's your chat, and then you're growing, and then you're somehow now that you're so massive, which I'll never see it, but that chat is now one person again. You are talking to chat as a collective. You're not talking
Exactly.
to chat as each individual person. And I think that's why I say I'll never see it because I never want to. I love the concept of I know every single person by name, by backstory, by lore. And once you get to like 100 viewers, that's kind of you can't go above that. Like, because usually maybe 40 people will type in when you have 100 viewers or something, and you'll know all of those people and you can read all of those messages. But then after that, and I think that's a lot of times why once you get to 100 CCV, like streamers will be so stagnant there because they're still focusing on reading every single message and knowing every single person's name and backstory, that they're not treating them like a collective and making content as chat is a collective. And that's why they're not going above that.
And
But
that's so
that's
huge.
but that's what I want. I don't
Mhm.
ever want it to be a chat collective. I don't want to ever go back to feeling like it's just one viewer. I love my community with the people that are there, and I want to know every single person. I like that about streaming.
And as do I, but like it's so interesting like that you bring that up because like it's even as a viewer, if you go into somebody's stream and they have like 100 to 300 to 400 viewers, like not a lot of those viewers are enticed to chat or enticed to talk. And it's because chat is moving so rapidly, they feel like they're gonna get missed. And you know what? To be honest, you might, and that's okay. But we're all human beings. We can only read so fast. We can only do things so fast, even if like we're all constantly learning and growing and trying to be the best us. So,
Un-
oh, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, unfortunately, that's like the quote unquote generation of chatters that you get. You get new generations depending on your CCV, where the people that talk to you when you have your 1 to 5 CCV, they won't watch you when you're at 50 because that's what they like. They like the
Mm-hmm.
intimate feel of it. And so holding on to those people and bringing them with you all the way as you grow is really hard to hold on to them. But then that's when you find new people that, oh, I like the 50 CCV average or I like the 100. But yeah, I remember one of my mods way back in the day is like, sorry, like I don't like coming around anymore because you missed my chat messages and I'm only
Right.
in there for you to see my chat messages. So and it's like, and I don't fault them at all. It's like, yeah, you met me when I was at 3 CCV and now I'm at 100. Like, of course it's going to be a different vibe.
I,
And
I,
so they'll go off and find another 3 CCV and that's okay.
and it's kind of like understanding what chatters want versus what the community wants and watching a community grow as a whole is with you. And that's the beauty of like creation of a community. So, what role does your chat play in shaping your current content and also your motivation?
I'm sorry, I just want to reply to Sally.
No, you're
Real
okay.
quick.
No, and on
um
that point, like it's okay if chat's not moving because the goal of the podcast is to put together informative conversation for like everyone. And sometimes I even miss it, and I am seeing chat. I'm just not necessarily responding because we
Well,
got
it's a
Holly here.
podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like that's the whole thing. And if I ever do any event that doesn't solely focus on chat, like they won't be talking. Like my
That's
chat,
why I
I'll
got that
have like
disclaimer.
exactly. I always think it's funny though whenever people like go and be like, "Oh, like why isn't chat moving?" I'm like, "Well, it's your job, your chat, so chat."
I
Like it's
love
funny.
that
Anyway,
mentality though.
oh well, I don't know if that's sassy of me or not, but
Hey, sassy or not,
okay.
it's still great.
So your question was, how does chat influence me as a streamer?
Yeah, and your
I
motivation.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of times where I love helping people so much and I love being there for people and I love making people laugh. Like it's just like one of my favorite things. And so I think the motivation in a way is that like if I stream, like I'm making someone's day better. And I really like that a lot. And so sometimes like maybe I'll be having a low day and I won't necessarily want to stream, but I'm like, oh well, if I do, then another person's gonna feel better and then I'm gonna feel better because they feel better. Like, and it's like this roundabout way. And then once I hit go live, I'm like, oh, this is actually so nice. Like I already feel so much better. Like, oh, like okay, poo poo to the day. Like I don't even have to talk about that anymore. We're here. I'm live, and I just feel so alive now as well. So yeah, I think chat in general just motivates me not only to stream, but then also to see what they like and see like what they I don't know. When I like something, they generally tend to like it as well too. They're
Right.
not really there like for specifically the game that I'm playing. That's something that's so great about being genre specific versus game specific because I can move around. Um yeah, and so I think it's like, oh, like, well, what do you guys want to do? And they're like, whatever you want to do. We're along for the ride. I'm like, okay. And I love that.
I also love one thing that I also love in regards to that is you bring your workouts into your stream too. Like you play games on a treadmill. Like
Yeah.
the moment I get a standing desk, I'm gonna look into that because it's on the docket, but it's gonna be a process. But like you definitely allow your community to like grow and roll with you. And so I'm a lurker. I'm the type of person I'll say one to two things, but I will still be there and stream and I'll still watch because I'm usually doing like video editing stuff or like other items that I have to do, like going into the new year and working in cybersecurity. There's a lot of things out there, and like I typically am a lurker. But
Mhm.
I guess um like being watching your streams and seeing how you interact with chat, like you truly do interact with everybody and it really allows your community to grow. And like I've only been following you I think for a small time, but I feel like I've been watching you on Twitter a lot and like watching and then popping in your streams. It's just really cool. So I'm gonna kind of switch gears a little bit. What matters more to aspiring creators in the long run? Is it the talent? Is it consistency? Or is it authenticity? So what do you think when it comes to content?
Yeah, that's a hard question. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I could argue each one, but I
Sure.
think at the end of the day, I would say talent above all else because if you're consistent, but if you're consistently, I'm going to say this so bluntly and I
Sure.
apologize, but if you're consistently bad, you're not going to grow.
Right.
And then what was the other thing? Consistency. I should have had the
Talent,
talent and then last
authenticity.
authenticity. Yeah. And then the argument of like, I think everyone slightly puts on a little show whenever they're in front of a camera. It's hard not to.
Of course.
And then especially, I don't know, the I hate it, but like hate gets clicks and like things like that. And so it's like, okay, well, if you just want to grow, like then that wouldn't be it. So it would be talent. That would be my main thing is that like if you're constantly reviewing your stats and you're constantly figuring out like, okay, well, how can I be better and how can I like change accordingly with the internet instead of just if you're just consistent with it, if you just do the same thing every single day and you've never changed anything about yourself, then expect a plateau and then a drop off.
Yes.
Um
I
and if you're talent, then you don't have to stream that often either. Like I stopped streaming for a year. I came back, my first stream was 600 people. Like I still like or then I stopped just streaming all of December, like came back and like averaged like 75. So it's like, okay, like if you have like talent, if you're constantly trying to grow and morph and change, then it's okay if you're not 100% consistent. But I will say when you first start out, then yeah, be consistent and then also have talent and then also be authentic. They are
I
very important.
I agree with you 100%. 95% of what us content creators have to do is introspective work behind the scenes where we look at the numbers, but from a different style of perspective. We don't look at how many views we have. It is what it is. Like, we look at where does the viewership decline? We look at where does what point in the video does someone stop watching and what could I say or do to make them continue to watch? We
Mhm.
look at the and that's just with videos. We rewatch our streams and we're like, well, what did we say to make people leave? What did we say that made us sound stupid and how or not stupid, and like what can we do to allow ourselves to grow? And I feel like it's kind of like a triangle, so to speak. So like in
Mhm.
order to be a really awesome streamer, you have to have talent or some level of talent or like so Bad Bear Gamer came on my podcast in year 1 4 years ago and he talked about the 3 E's of content. And that is content creators typically grow if they're either energetic, so if they have high energy, if people want to be around them, if they're putting together if they're like enthusiastic, um
Mhm.
or if they are empathetic. So if they are fun and they're appealing to the audience, people are going to want to see it. If they're empathetic and they're appealing to emotion, then people are going to want to stick around and see what's going on. If they're enthusiastic, then they're going to like it all kind of intertangles in this thing. And that's what for people who like to overthink things. The short and sweet answer of it is just have fun, just do it. Right? Because
I think a lot of times people will think you have to be energetic, you have to do that. And I like what you say. It's like you don't have to. There's other ease out there of empathy or something. But
right.
yeah, I know a lot of cozy streamers that pop off and they're just slow going and relaxing, and people love that.
And for me being a COD creator, I don't care. I have a fuck ton of energy. So, and like I will be like super enthusiastic. Like I'll hit a snipe and I'll be like, "Yo, we just hit that, chat. I just got a collab
Mhm,
or whatever the hell it was." And like
mhm.
people love to see, like, realistically, people love to see you happy. And that's what, and whatever you're in your natural habitat is when people want to actually be around you. And I noticed that when I had a TikTok where I used to dance a lot, that I deleted because I didn't want to be known as a COVID streamer, but that's my
Oh.
own stupid fault. But
All right.
I ended up deleting that and I created a different one that was more focused on gaming, but I should have kept that
Mhm.
one because it would have just fun to just continue doing dancing content and just being in my element and having fun and stuff like that.
Well, there's still time.
True. I can always make a new one. And
Mhm.
so, because this is for inspiring creators, one of the questions I have to ask is a lot of content creators are scared to hit that go live button for the first time. What's your advice to them?
I think it depends on what you're scared about. Or is it imposter syndrome? Is it showing your face? Is it you don't know how to? There's a lot of roadblocks that prevent you from hitting go live. And I think for me, I had a camcorder as my webcam connected to my PlayStation, no audio, and I just hit go live sitting on my bed. That was the beginning of me streaming. Looking back, it was crazy that anyone would watch me, but that was the point. I didn't think anyone would. I just was playing some scary games with no audio, still getting jump scared by the visuals. And people were they liked that. And so I think, like, if you're afraid of you don't know how, like, you'll learn. Like, people will help you. I think that's a lot of the reason why I am where I am today is that people want to help. They wanted me to learn how to play the game or how to navigate or how to set up a command. Like, I remember the first time someone did exclamation mark something, and I was like, "What's that?" They're like, "How do you not know what that is?" I'm like, What do you mean? Like, this is day number 3 on stream," or like something, you know? And they have this infinity just to help. And so, like, just hit go live. If you don't want people to see your face, be a PNG streamer. Like, you don't have to spend a bunch of money on anything. Um,
I
if it's imposter syndrome, that's a little bit harder. But same thing, just hit go live and then see what happens because you never know if you don't try.
True. Honestly, I have imposter syndrome every day, and like the weird thing about it is if you think about imposter syndrome, um, let me tell this story. I went to DreamHack Dallas last year, right? And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to DreamHack. I'm gonna go enjoy with all the COD creators that I know, and like I'm gonna make this my last hurrah because I'm starting to get super busy in cybersecurity in my main line of work, and like I might not have time to stream as much as I used to, or whatever the case is. So I go there, and one of my like favorite content creators out there, her name's Saskia, comes up to me and says, "I love your content. I watch your content." And I'm sitting here like, wait, what the fuck? I don't think I've ever seen a like or a follow or like whatever the case is, but she's like, "I know who you are, and a lot of my friends know who you are. And like this podcast you're putting out is like really awesome. And like it's really interesting to kind of like have people see your content that you never know who's watching, really. You truly never know who's watching you, and like it's just something that you got to have fun with. Like just be yourself, have fun, and like honestly, it's gonna all work out in the long run. So
Whenever I go to by the that's a amazing story.
thank you.
That's so sweet. And I'm glad it kind of like motivated be like, "Oh, I will keep streaming." So that's great.
Well, I
Um,
just changed gears because I didn't
uh,
have time to make like COD content much anymore. And obviously, everything's evolving, but
mhm,
I've started making podcast content instead, and
mhm.
everyone has been loving that.
Yay, yay. I think an imposter syndrome trick that I do is that if I have to pitch myself, that's really hard for me to do, so I don't. I pitch something else. So let's say for me going to TwitchCon and trying to make connections with brands, I am not going to pitch, "Hey, I'm Watch Holly, sponsor me." I'm going to pitch, "Hey, I have a grant program. We're looking for sponsors, and here's how amazing it is, and here's how many eyes that are going to be on it. Would you like to be a part of it?" And it's easier for me to pitch something else. It's my own creation. But it still allows me to pitch with them, and they know me, and then hopefully in the future I can work with them as well too. So that's kind of like my little trick that I do.
But that's huge though, because it allows people to really like find out like new things. I'm sorry, I had a message from work, which is really ironic because, but
You're just talking about cybersecurity.
right, it's like, and that type of stuff happens. Like I actually have a BRB screen where it says, "All right, I gotta go
Mm.
and I gotta take care of something," but
Mhm.
it's honestly like it's really cool to kind of like allow your chat and that ability to like truly like your community and the people around you, whether it be other content creators or the random people you meet on the internet, will really help kind of calm the imposter syndrome because it allows your mentality to change and say, hey, we're actually here. Like we're actually doing this. We're actually putting ourselves out. And like if you even hit affiliate, you're in the top 93% of all content creators out there. And I think people forget that. Like when you're hitting the go live button and you're creating the community, you're already doing better than 93% of all the other content creators out there.
It's
And
crazy. There's so many of us.
there's a lot. There's millions of different content creators out there. There's actually people who have been stuck on 0 viewers for 10 plus years. One of my friends was talking with me about how even I grew and like how I was even able to talk to people like on this podcast. And like the short and sweet answer is you got to put yourself out of your comfort zone and you have to network. And to network properly is such a huge thing. And I think a lot of content creators forget that. So, what is something that you would recommend for somebody who's kind of plateaued but wants to hit that next echelon?
Yeah. I mean, I think it depends. So for me, I don't necessarily like want to hit the next whatever because I enjoy where I'm at. So it just depends. It's like, oh, are you really trying to grow your numbers in your like community? Or are you just trying to have fun with it? And I think so like a mind shift, if you are trying to have fun with it, a plateau doesn't mean anything's bad. It actually means it's pretty good because you're retaining all of your people. There's like a I would say like every like 2 years your whole community is like recycled and you have like maybe the like a few that stick around from more than 2 years ago, but all of the people now is different than it was 2 years ago for me. So
True.
if you are holding on, if you have your average of 10 people like every single stream, that's so good because there
It's
are people that
huge.
are dropping off already and that means you're already getting more people as well too. So you're maintaining that. And so I think just a mind shift will be helpful in general. And then to answer the other question is that you have to do something different. Because if you are doing the same thing every single day and you're not growing, that something needs to change. You just can't like bang your head against the wall every single time and just hope that something is different. So yeah, what you were saying at like let's say like me posting on YouTube. You have all of your stats. Like when did people drop off in the first 1 second? That means your hook wasn't good. So
Mm-hmm.
remake the video, change the hook. And then wait, and now it's 3 seconds later. You're like, okay, so now the hook's decent. Why did they drop off there? So then you have to I don't know, continuously try and morph into how yeah, you can just keep on growing in that aspect. So it is constantly like retrospective and looking inward in that way.
It really is introspective and like retrospective, and I say that a lot
Oh,
because
introspective,
yeah,
not
yeah.
retrospective. Thank
Well,
you.
retrospective too. I mean, technically, like you are looking at it from that
Yeah, you're
perspective,
right. You're looking
but
back.
uh-huh,
Yeah.
you're looking back because you're looking back, but you're also looking in it yourself and you're looking at what you're doing because it's a combination of everything. And
Mhm.
moral of this huge elongated podcast is anyone can be a creator if they truly want to. And
Mhm.
it's about your mentality. It's about, are you having fun with yourself? And I know it's weird to say, but are you having fun just doing what you love to do on a day-to-day basis?
Mhm.
Like, if you want to play COD, go play COD. If you want to play horror games, go play horror games. If you want to dance and make content and pop cameras around, then do that. Like,
Yeah.
just be yourself, do whatever you want to do, and that's really ultimately what this podcast is about. If you want to stream, just know that it's not easy.
Dream.
Yeah, it's not
Well, that's
easy.
true.
It's not
I mean,
easy.
I
Mhm.
slightly only disagree that if you want to stream, it's easy. If you want to be a content creator and grow, then that's hard.
I'll agree with you on that because like being a content creator is a whole different echelon of things. Like you could stream every single day and you could stream to one or two viewers and not make any piece of content, and like you'll always have that. You'll always have those one to two viewers, but maybe like if you post content, you might get somebody else. Like I've made some ridiculously amazing friends throughout my time as a content creator and throughout my time as a streamer. And there's a lot of beauty in the world when it comes to stuff like that. As somebody who is a depressed introvert, like that is such it's such a big thing to be able to go and play games with somebody, to go and communicate with somebody and see true, honest, real reactions, even from just words on a screen. It's huge. So the last question that I want to ask on today's podcast episode is a question that I ask everyone. Looking back at your entire streaming journey, what is one thing that you wish you knew in the beginning that you now know?
Yeah, I wish I didn't go full time. I
Oh,
think
really?
that really, yeah, and I'm probably the most cynical partner out there. I don't think anyone should get partner. I don't think anyone should go full time. I don't think anyone should pursue this as their full time gig or like really at all. Like, I mean, pursue it to stream and have fun, but don't pursue it to be the next big person. I just think it really makes streaming not fun. And a lot of people will reply to my comment of, well, maybe it's not about streaming being fun. Like people need to pay their lives. They need to do things with or whatever cynical comment they want to make about it. It's just my personal opinion as a streaming should be fun. It should amplify your life. You're taking a lot of time. We only live once, and like that's scary to think about. And if you're taking so much time and so much energy and into this platform that you don't even think is fun, why are you doing it? Like just for the off chance that you'll pop off one day, it just seems crazy. Like, and so I think that was my whole thing is that I was doing pretty well and I was seeing like within like 2 years I got partner. Within like 3 years I was averaging 200. I was like I'm making brand deals, like I'm doing this. I was like holy shit, like I quit my job, like all of these things and then I just burnt out so bad and it just left me. I'm 3 years without a job, without any industry experience. Like I don't really have any money now. Like I didn't make a lot of money to begin with. Like I was making decent amount for being full-time streaming, but not comparatively to people who actually have a real job that is consistent, you know? And so, I mean, I that would be like my whole thing is that I wish I just kept it as a fun, wow, this is going really well. I'm enjoying what I'm doing. I don't have to keep on grinding every day to keep on growing. Like enjoy where I'm at. And that's where I am at now and I'm way happier. Like I am so significantly happier when it comes to streaming. Like I am focusing on a career that's still going to help a ton of people as a physician assistant. I'm a certified personal trainer and actively helping people being like better in their daily lives. and I'm streaming and playing video games, which I'm gonna do anyway. Like, I love video games. I don't have to be like, and my stream crashes all the time. I have so many tech issues. Like, there's all these things, and it's like, yeah, it's kind of annoying, but also like it doesn't really get me down like it used to. Like before, if I had an average, which is crazy to think about, if I averaged 90 people, I'd be like, this is the worst stream ever. I can't believe that so few people joined. That's 90 people. I had such a bad mentality when it came to it. And like now it's like, oh wow, like 50 people showed up. That's really cool. And it's like, oh wow, I got to 100 this time. That's insane. Like, and I'm not even really doing much. I'm just being me. And so like that's where I want to be. That's the mindset of we don't have to stress so bad on something that like we're just, in my opinion, like this is
I
just for fun. So
I
treat it
agree
as
with you.
such.
I agree with you so much because a lot of people go into streaming and they say they do it for the wrong reasons. They go into streaming expecting to get like $10,000 a month and like think that that's like not going to go back to their community in some way, shape, or form. Or if they are making that amount of money, what are they going to do to allow themselves to be able to grow? And they're looking at it the wrong reasons. If you're doing it for purely fiscal, you're already making a mistake. If you're doing it for the reasons of creating friendships and genuine connections, then you might be going at it in the right way. Um, Streaming is such a unique world and it's such a unique thing. And content creation can ultimately be for everybody, depending on what you do and how you do it. But remember, it's all a mentality. It's all a mantra. It's all what you want to do. And as somebody who wants to be a content creator, if it's something that you thought about, that you're ready to tackle, that you're ready to do, get your ass out of your chair and do it. Press that like button and have fucking fun with it. Because, ladies and gentlemen, this is a vast world. There's a million different styles of content out there. You can do IRL streams. You can dance. You can make gaming content. You can make rage bait content. You can put yourself out there in a whole different world. But like, honestly, like, just remember why you went live in the first place, and I guarantee you your burnout's going to slowly start disappearing. So, and that's my message to any content creator. Well, Holly, I appreciate you so much for popping on today's PSP podcast, sharing your story, and I'll definitely pop into your live streams because you're an amazing human. Like, seriously, like your content is great. So keep doing what you're doing. And
thank you.
Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to pop on the podcast. So
yeah, this was really fun. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you are not following Holly, you can click on her name here. You can go watch Holly. And when I post this on YouTube and Spotify, you'll be able to see her links below. So please make sure you guys are giving her a follow if you're not already. Don't follow me. I suck at this. I'm just totally joking. But you all have a wonderful night. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, deuces.
I was smoking cigarettes on patios. I was drinking beer with my friends. I was trying to boogie down the night, vodka with the Sprite. Here we go again.